as a result of our closed session a little earlier, we have two recommendations that we want to pass before we move forward. 2.3. And this is going to take a bit. The recommendation, whereas council has approved the establishment of a recreation advisory committee with the mandate to make recommendations to council on all aspects relating to the provision of leisure, recreation, parks, trails, services, and events in the Township of Wellesley. And whereas one member from each, the Linwood and District Lions Club, Paradise and District Lions Club, and the Wellesley and District Lions Club have been recommended by their respective organizations, and no further review of these nominations is required. And whereas by council resolution, the Hawksville Recreation Service Board Chair will sit as a member of the Recreation Advisory Committee in addition to the Ward 1 resident member for the extended service board term. And whereas in accordance with the current terms of reference, no applications were received for Ward 1 and Ward 2. These positions will remain vacant for the 7-month term appointment. And whereas 2026 Ontario municipal elections are scheduled for October 26, 2026, and recruitment for committee members will take place prior to the new term of council, November 15th, 2026, for appointments to a full 4-year term concurrent with the term of council. Therefore, be it resolved that Alicia Cook, Ward 3, and Shannon Ray, Ward 4, be appointed to the Township of Wellesley Recreation Advisory Committee, and further, that the first term of the Township of Wellesley Recreation Advisory Committee shall commence April 14th, 2026, and expire November 15th, 2026. And further, that the council read first, second, and third readings of the Recreational Advisory Committee appointment bylaw at the April 14th, 2026 council meeting. Could I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Seven, second by Councillor Wagner. And do you want to speak to this?
Sorry, Mayor Nowak, just one note. The line, therefore be it resolved that Catherine DeLutis, Ward 3, and Alicia Cook, Ward 4, be appointed to the Township of Wellesley Recreation Advisory Committee. Just a clarification.
Alicia Cook.
Yes, Catherine DeLutis and Alicia Cook.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Any further questions on that? All in favor? And that's carried. Township of Wellesley, 175th anniversary, and a motion required that the council of the Township of Wellesley authorize the CAO to execute a memorandum of understanding with Spotty Dogs Productions, Inc. and associated reasonable approvals required to provide for a music festival as part of the Township 175 anniversary celebrations. I have a mover for that, please. Councillor Brick, second by Councillor Urget. Discussion. Do you want to bring comments forward? No. Okay. All in favor? And that's carried. So, we'll do our land acknowledgement. We'd like to begin by acknowledging the land on which we gather today is the land traditionally used by the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Shinotan people. We acknowledge the enduring presence and the deep traditional knowledge and philosophies of the Indigenous peoples with whom we share this land today. Are there any declarations of a pecuniary interest in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act? Seeing none. Presentations and delegation. We have a recommendation that the Council of the Township accept Linda Lackey and Neil Lackey as the delegation, moved by Councillor Seven, second by Councillor Wagner. And before I have them come to the podium, we're going to have a staff presentation by Fire Chief Paul Redmond, I believe. Oh, on Linda Lackey and okay. All in favor? And that's carried. Staff presentation, Fire Chief Paul Redmond.
Thank you, Mayor Nowak. So tonight, I'm very proud to have 3 medals for long service. They seem to be few and far between these days in volunteer departments. People are no longer putting the 20 and 30 and 40 years in that some of these people that came would have started their careers with. So it's certainly an honor, and it looks good and feels good for us to be able to do this. So our first award tonight, we are going to present and bring up District Chief Brad Dietrich. So Brad Dietrich is from St. Clemens Station 52. Brad's father, Brian, served 30 years. His brother, Scott, served 21. 76 years of firefighting and serving their community from one family. Tonight, Brad is receiving the 25-year Provincial Medal for Long Service. On behalf of the Fire Marshal, Brad, and the Township of Wellesley, congratulations and thank you for your service. Great. Thank you. And next up, we have Ryan Good. Captain Ryan Good started his fire career with the Township of Woolwich in the St. Jacobs Fire Station, attaining the rank of captain. Ryan joined the Township of Wellesley Fire Department in January 2020 as a firefighter at Wellesley Fire Station 53, promoted to captain in 2025. Tonight, Ryan is receiving the Governor General's 20-year exemplary service medal. On behalf of the Governor General, the Township of Wellesley, congratulations. Thank you. And lastly, of course, but not least, Rob Hertings. All right. Good. Retired firefighter Rob Hertings continued the legacy of his grandfather and uncles, spending over 20 years working on the St. Clemens Station 52 from 2002 to 2022. Rob tonight is receiving the Governor General's 20-year exemplary service medal. On behalf of the Governor General and Township of Wellesley, congratulations. Thank you. You gonna get a picture? Sure. Yeah. If it's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you. Yep. Yeah.
Hey, thanks. Later. Thank you. So I gotta repeat that.
Just if I could take one quick brief moment, I just on behalf of the whole service, I want to say thank you to everybody for the honor. Congratulations to the other recipients, and it is really a pleasure and an honor to serve with the Township of Wellesley in this great town that we do. Everybody always asks, why do you do it, or how do you do it? Because chances are you're going to know somebody you're going to. The accident or whatever, you're going to know somebody as a loved one. That's true. But I don't know. I can't think of a better place we'd rather be when that happens than in someone's time of need. And at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, I think. And last time I checked, council person doesn't pay for that either. So It's been an honor to serve with each and every one of you throughout the years. As you heard, my father and my brother too, so I've been fortunate enough to do that, but they've gained a lot of good friendships. So just a true honor. So thank you very much for everyone. We appreciate you too. Thank you.
Okay, we have a number of introductions we want to do. Chris is going to introduce Jordan Martin.
Sure. Thanks, Mayor Nowak. It's my pleasure to introduce Jordan Martin. Jordan, maybe stand so they can see you. Jordan's been with us for just over 2 weeks now. He's been fitting in very well. He's replacing Ryan Baker, who's on a roughly 1-year parental leave. Jordan comes to us from the region of Waterloo, where he was most recently a lead hand specialist at the airport, responsible for supervising crews who completed grounds maintenance, including snow removal, turf maintenance, etc. Prior to that, he worked in the region's road department for many years. So Jordan's very familiar with everything roads maintenance related. I think his biggest asset is his positivity and eager personality. In the first couple of weeks, he has shown an eagerness to learn our processes and take an initiative from day one while maintaining a consistently positive attitude towards every interaction I've seen him have. And if my word's not enough, I've had nothing but positive feedback from office staff and other unionized staff that have had interactions with him as well. So welcome, Jordan.
Thanks for having me, everybody. It's been an honor to work at this great township. Everyone's so welcoming. It's just such a wonderful place to be, and I'm sure you guys are all proud to work in this organization, and I feel like so welcome here. So it's very, very much an honor, and I just really appreciate it. And I also worked with your father.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. He's a great man. I really like my sandals. Thanks so much, everybody.
So if I told you he was golden, would you know what I meant?
No.
Got a golden retriever just like that.
Oh, fair enough.
Best dogs in the world. Already winning points. It's the key to my heart. Thanks much.
And Rick has an introduction as well.
Thanks, Mayor Nowak. I'd like to introduce tonight Jeremy Veers. Jeremy is our Recreation Program Coordinator, and he has been with us since May of 2025. Jeremy quickly moved up in the department, starting in a lower position and moved up very handily, and has brought on incredible programming for the township. So we thank him, and he will be presenting a report later on tonight.
Thanks for having me. It's I've been here for almost a year. It's been good.
It's all good. We'll hear from you shortly. Okay, we'll move to the delegations. Neil and Linda Lackey.
Thank you.
Greetings to you, Mayor Nowak, councilors, and staff, Wellesley Township staff. It's so nice to be on an evening of commendations, because that's right where we want to start too. My name is Neil Lackey.
And my name is Linda Lackey. We live in Wellesley Village. Our delegation tonight has 3 parts. First of all, a commendation to Wellesley Council and township staff working with Sustainable Waterloo Region. And number 2, we want to express why we support the staff position for the Municipal Sustainability Manager. And also number 3, we want to express our willingness to volunteer.
First of all, the commendation. We want to express our thanks and gratitude to Wellesley Township for the actions you have taken to reduce corporate greenhouse gas emissions. We commend the decisions to monitor corporate greenhouse gas emissions since 2011. We have a little graph here that we used at our kitchen table meeting. And the big star at the end is the goal for 2030. And do you notice you're on the path? These ones came every 5 years from 2011, 2015, and 2020. We couldn't find any data after 2020. We did scour the website though. And it shows decreases. So in corporate emissions towards the starred 50 by 30 goal, we know that about 45% of greenhouse gas emissions come from buildings and a further 47% from businesses and transportation using fossil fuels in their processing or manufacturing processes. As a corporation, you've tackled that head on. We are grateful to the staff and your council support of the decisions to install solar panels on the old arena and the new recreation complex and other township facilities, install heat pumps and vehicle charging stations at the new recreation complex, approve the purchase of a battery electric pickup truck, and I think I've seen a battery electric Chevrolet Equinox displaying the township logo on the doors. There may be other actions of which we are not aware, and a sustainability manager will help with communicating those efforts. So congratulations on your efforts so far. Thank you for thinking and acting on the climate, the greenhouse gas reductions.
Secondly, we want to support and express why we support the staff proposal for a municipal sustainability manager. We are aware that Wellesley staff already have full plates and that no existing staff position has availability to take on an additional sustainability portfolio. We have heard that sustainability is an item on each one of your desks, but there are also many other items on your desks that require immediate and time-sensitive attention on each person's agenda. Neil and I have had a few residents of Wellesley Township at our kitchen table who are eager to help our township succeed in greenhouse gas emission reductions. Our conversations with them focus not only on corporate reductions, but also how we as residents could learn to make the best sustainability decisions we can. Wellesley Township depends on many resources to function effectively and provide our township with the social, economic, and environmental services all residents rely on. I think of the following resources: our township staff and council. You're a precious resource. Your time, skills, and expertise, as well as the partnerships that support you and draw on your guidance. Also, the resources of the people and businesses that make up this rural landscape, our financial resources, and the resources of energy, land, and water, such as the fuels that power our transportation, heating, and cooling, as well as the land and water that support daily life. Sustainability addresses how we relate to and rely on these resources, how we use them, and how we protect them from overuse. We strongly support the proposed partnership between Wellesley Township, Sustainable Waterloo Region, and Wilmot Township. Having a municipal sustainability manager for Wilmot and Wellesley Townships will provide a single point of contact to drive climate action goals. Township Council staff and citizens will benefit from a manager focused on all climate-related initiatives and will also advance sustainability communications. This will be a huge step forward for the township. We are pleased with the collaboration occurring about the investment required for a one full-time contract municipal sustainability manager. This demonstrates a respectful effort at cooperation and responsible use of taxpayers' funds. We heartily support this proposal and use of our taxes.
We know that it's half-time between Wilmot and Wellesley, the proposal, and that you have some funding available to you to help with that. So our willingness to volunteer actually may help reduce the funds you need. Recently, a conversation on the sidewalk beside our house revealed that a young parent did not know what a heat pump is and was asking me why we were running our air conditioner in the middle of winter. It was a great educational opportunity that needs spreading township-wide. Get Pumped Waterloo Region, which is getpumpedwr.ca, is a great resource of information using interviews with people who have installed heat pumps. We know that our electricity is heavily subsidized by the provincial government, and our fossil fuels are heavily subsidized by our provincial and federal governments. So no one knows the true costs of these energies. As volunteers, we look forward to opportunities to support the chosen candidate for the Municipal Sustainability Manager position in their efforts to create a community climate action implementation plan for Wellesley aligned with Transform Waterloo Region strategy, and engage in community and educational hands-on climate action activities, explore incentives for the community to take action on climate-related topics, and work together with our partners in other townships, as well as other local environmental groups, like Climate Action Waterloo Region, Sustainable Waterloo Region, Grand River Environmental Network, Transform Waterloo Region Climate Collaborative, Faith Climate Justice, and the Nith Valley Eco Boosters. We currently are involved in 2 of those organizations to advance our collective efforts to become sustainable communities on into the future. We're here because we have 7 grandchildren, and we want their children to inherit a world that doesn't involve asthma because of what we put into the air or difficulties because of what we put into our water. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to voice our support for the staff municipal sustainability manager to be shared between Wilmot and Wellesley Townships. And thank you for your work towards sustainability, which you've already accomplished. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation, and it's always good to hear good news. So we appreciate it. Is there any questions from the council? No? Okay, well, we'll move forward.
One comment. We watched Wilmot Council last night, and there was a comment, and sometimes this looks more like an urban kind of thing, tackling climate change and fuel use, but it's also a farm kind of thing. And one of the councilors brought it up. How do we dry our grain? We can't use electricity. We're going to have to be able to use some kind of fossil fuel. We're not on for eliminating fossil fuels. We know there has to be a combination. We just say, where we can, let's go for the sustainable ones. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Okay. Move on to the staff reports, and we'll go to Recreation. Councillor Wagner.
Thank you. Rec 2 2026 Township of Wellesley 175th anniversary motion required. Recommendation that the Council of the Township of Wellesley endorse the moving forward with planning of the township's 175th anniversary celebrations, and further that staff be authorized to begin preliminary planning, community engagement, and partnership development, including the music festival and hockey showcase weekend. Do I have a mover? Moved by Councillor Brick, seconded by Councillor Herget. Do you have a report?
Yes. Thank you, Councillor. So I'm bringing forward hockey weekend complements the music festival well and gives us something that appeals to a broad range of residents. And I can answer any questions if you have any.
Does anyone have any questions for Jeremy? Councillor Herget?
Is this going to be a 1 week event or a year-long event, or what were you planning?
Yes, so the 175th celebration overall would be a year-long event with some multiple events happening throughout the year, with the two main events being the music festival and the hockey weekend.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions?
So as far as other events that could be happening throughout the year, I guess we're open to suggestions from the community and different groups that might want to chime in on something.
Yeah, so the idea, once we start coordinating with the Lions clubs and the different organizations, they could bring in ideas.
Yeah, it's good to be an interesting year.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Jeremy. I will call a vote. All in favor of the recommendation? Carried yes, carried unanimously. Thank you. That is it for me.
Do you have a staff report?
Rick, do you have a director's update? Okay, no director's update.
Want to Road and Bridge? Your staff report. Oh, director's update, I'm sorry.
Does the director have an update? I do have an update. Thank you, Councilor Brick. Very short.
I'm sorry.
Famous last words. The first on the draft official plan, we're making some good progress on that. We're hoping to bring that to you to kick off engagement on that on the draft. You'll probably see that in the next, let's say, a couple of weeks, and then we'll also bring to you kind of our engagement plan for the spring in hopes of bringing something back to you. We're still on target for kind of late spring, early summer, we'll say. So that's progressing quite well. Secondly, we've been working with our consultant group GSP on the various concepts for the former Wellesley Arena lands. I'm going through a few iterations before we bring those to you and the public, hopefully this spring as well. And I think there'll probably be some opportunities there for engaging with the public on the official plan and the arena lands possibly at the same time. I think we're trying to do that to try and capture a broader audience. So stay tuned for that as well. And then one thing that Ethan is working on, he's been working on with Watson and Associates on our first progress report on the asset management plan. So that's in the works. We have a draft of that, and we're hoping to bring that to you also this spring to have a look at how well are we doing in our first year and what kind of adjustments we may need to the asset management plan. So busy spring for planning, and I'll take any questions if you have any right now. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for the director? See none. Turn back to the mayor.
Now we'll go to Road and Bridge. Mike.
Thank you, Mayor Nowak. Does the director have an update?
Yes, I do. Thanks, Councilor Hargett. So the first item is something I should have brought up last month during this director's update, and I forgot to do so, but Samantha was very helpful in getting communications out to the public, which is our reduced load season, which starts on March 1st of every year and ends March 30th. So we're kind of smack dab in the middle of that right now. We always receive a few requests, clarifications, different things like that. So it's always an interesting time of year. Secondly, the winter parking restrictions end on March 31st, so just in about a week from now. We have several tenders out on the street or about to be out on the street, including the camera inspection of our underground infrastructure, stormwater infrastructure, our asphalt tenders, things like that. That's to go along with the multiple contract awards that you've already seen this year. And with less snow removal required lately, staff have been working on getting things ready for the spring. They're eager to get going with things like street sweeping and plow damage repairs and other things like that. We just need to make sure that winter is officially over before we start those things. Staff are currently reviewing the final draft of the Transportation Mobility Master Plan, and we're excited to present that to council hopefully this time next month. Reap Green Solutions is going to be starting a tree planting program. It's supposed to begin within the next couple of weeks, I believe. They're going to be staging out of our shop here in Cross Hill as a nice central location, planting about 4,000 trees across regional and township right-of-ways, all within Township of Wellesley. And then finally, I just want to shout out to, as winter gets winding down here, shout out to our dedicated staff for another busy winter season. And also, sorry, that was our frontline unionized staff. And then also to Jake, who's been pretty busy as a technologist to start this year with the amount of, we have a pretty ambitious capital project plan for this year. There's been a lot of tendering, a lot of stuff like that going on. So I'm not sure he's ever been this busy, but he's doing an excellent job keeping things afloat. So that's all I have. If there's any questions from council.
Any questions?
Not a question, but Chris, could you just repeat the time frame for the reduced load season? I think you said it ends on March 30th.
Oh, sorry, I may have misspoke then. It's March 1st to April 30th.
Thank you.
The winter parking restrictions was March 31st.
Any questions from council? I just have a question about the tree planting. There was a landowner on Weimer that received a letter regarding planting along his property, and he had a few questions. He wasn't sure who to talk to or who would he reach out to?
He can reach out to myself or Jake, Jake Redpath, the technologist.
Okay.
Either or will be able to point him in the right direction and get him all the answers. I'm sure Jake knows the program inside and out. He's been the one dealing with Reap Green Solutions, who's kind of heading it up. So yeah, just have them reach out to Jake or myself and we'll get them the answers.
Okay. Mayor Nowak?
Yeah. I see a lot of the trees that have been planted throughout the township now already, the yellow stakes that are coming up. Is that a separate entity from Reap Green that is doing that, or?
No, that's the same program. So
It's the
there's
same program.
That's correct. Yeah. So there's 4,000 trees total. Some have been planted already. Most of the township right-of-way trees, or sorry, none of the township right-of-way trees have been planted yet. And they still have quite a few to go on the regional right-of-ways as well.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking it was the group from Elmira that were doing that, but I think they're coordinating.
They are. Reap Green Solutions is coordinating with the Woolwich group, to my knowledge, as well as our area as well. And they'll be moving into Wilmot after they're done with us as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Property fire, Councillor Seven.
Thanks, Mayor Nowak. Chief Redmond, do you have an update for us?
Thank you, Councillor Seven. Just a quick one tonight. Obviously, in our presentation, always a good new thing, which is good with our metals. And then tonight, our last week, we had our notification from Emergency Management Ontario (EMO) that we have again met compliance for 2025, and then that email will come out and notification will come to Mayor Nowak, myself, the clerk, and CAO. So that's all we have in the fire department. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them. But
Any questions for Chief Redmond? Nope, seeing none. Thank you.
thanks.
Okay. We'll move to AF&P. Admin and Finance 15/2026. The recommendation is that the Council of the Township of Wellesley authorize the CAO to execute an agreement with Sustainable Waterloo Region to provide 0.5 FTE sustainability manager contract position for a period of 12 months to lead the implementation of corporate and community sustainability initiatives in the Township of Wellesley. And further, that the council authorize up to $22,500 to be funded from the greening levy reserve to fund this position for a 12-month period. Could I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Brick, second by Councillor Seven.
Great. Thanks, Mayor Nowak. So I'm quite excited to bring this report forward. We've been working with Sustainable Waterloo Region for a couple of years on how this could come to fruition and what it might look like. Originally, it was the Township of Wellesley alone was going to go on 0.5 FTE. Speaking with Wilmot Township, they wanted to join in, which actually provides a lot of benefit to us. There's a lot of the work that will have to be done early on that will be consistent between the two townships. So we're basically doubling our time available that way. And then the individual would also have time to dive deeper into each of the municipalities' requirements through the action plans. The goal, of course, being to meet our 50 by 30 and 80 by 50 greenhouse gas reduction targets. The cost of this position would be $70,000 total. That's split between the two municipalities, so $35,000 each. And we've been able to secure a grant from Enbridge for half of that. So the actual cost of the position would be $17,000 or $17,500 for the township. I am asking for an additional $5,000 to be authorized for incidental expenses such as postage, if there's any mailings have to go out, things like that, just so we have a bit of a budget to work with for this individual outside of the wage itself. So happy to take any questions from council.
Questions from council? Councilor Wagner?
Can you just explain a little bit more what this individual is going to be doing? I'm not sold on the position, I'll be very honest.
Yeah, certainly.
We've been going for quite some years at the pace we've been going, and we've been doing well. So I'm just wondering, what are they going to be doing that's up and above that we require at this position?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the Transform WR strategy listed, I believe it's 34 different action items that municipalities should be looking at in order to further reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We've been able to, off the corner of our desks, pick off the low-hanging fruit, the easy things like the LED street lights, going to a couple electric vehicles, things like that. But it's going to be the other actions that take a little more research, need some additional funding, things like that we really have to start creating a roadmap how we're going to get there. That's what this position will do. They'll research the various items, determine what we can do in the short term, medium term, long term, and put some costing to those things as well to know how much money we need for this. They'll also then look for grant opportunities to actually achieve the goals that we want to achieve.
Any other questions? Yes, Councilor Herbert.
So the contract is for 12 months. You'll vote again in 12 months to renew it?
In 12 months' time, we will be evaluating the success of it. There's a couple of reasons it's a 12-month contract. One is so that we can evaluate the success. Second is the Enbridge grant would only provide it for a contract position. I should add too that by housing this position at Sustainable Waterloo Region, they are going to be able to tap into the other resources that are at SWR that we don't have at the township. You know, we could house a person at the township, they'll come to myself, they'll come to the other directors and say, what do you want me to do here or there? We don't have the expertise or the time available. SWR does have that expertise. So when we get towards the end of the 12-month, we will reevaluate the position. If there is tangible evidence that it's successful and it's creating a difference for us, we would be looking to renew the contract or possibly even make it full-time, unknown at this time. We'd also be looking for grant opportunities again at that time.
Any other questions? Then we'll call the question. All in favor? And that's carried unanimously. AF&P, Wellesley Township Heritage Historical Society, and budget. Recommendation, the Council of Township approves the Wellesley Township Heritage and Historical Society 2026 budget as presented, and further that the curator's wages and benefits be funded from the Kohler Estate Historical Fund. Could I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Seven, second by Councillor Brick. And are you going to bring that?
Thank you. I actually don't have anything in addition to the report to bring forward, but if there are any questions from council, our curator, Sophia Grande Lawler, is in the audience and she's able to answer any questions.
No questions? And we'll call the question. All in favor? And that's also carried. And then we have AF&P 17-2026, and that council remuneration and expenses for 2025. That's there for information. I'll need a motion that the Council of Township of Wellesley receive this information, this report for information. Moved by Councillor Brick, second by Councillor Hergut. Any discussion on that? Any errors or omissions? All in favor? And that's carried. And we have a director's update.
Thank you, Mayor Nowak. I have a quick update for tonight. Finance staff are almost finished our year-end activities. Our auditors are expected to start the year-end audit procedures on March 30th. And we anticipate they'll be on, not necessarily on site for 2 weeks, but they'll be working on the Wellesley file for roughly 2 weeks and likely spend about 2 or 3 days in the office with staff. I fully expect that the audit will run smoothly, similar to prior years. We will invite M&P to council to present the results of the audit and the financial statements corresponding to the audit. Happy to take any questions if there are.
Questions? Thank you for your report, Jeff. Any unfinished business? New business, funny business. Next meeting, council, April 14th. Committee of the whole meeting, April 28th. Council meeting, May 12th. Motion to adjourn, Councilor Wagner, second by Councilor Seven. All